Milo did not pull hard. He knew one sudden tug could flip the leaf completely over.
After several rainy days, Little Paw's village woke up under soft sunlight, but the stream behind the village was still running fast.
At the rescue station, Milo checked the red and blue boat used for water rescues after storms.
Tico leaned over the engine, tightening every tiny bolt with the focus of a true rescue mechanic. The boat was small, but it was quick, steady, and ready for narrow streams and strong currents. Near the stream bank, 3 little ducklings played with floating lotus leaves after the rain.
Dodo loved standing close to the water, always certain he could jump back before anything went wrong.
Lulu was more careful, gently pulling Pip back whenever he waddled too close to the rushing water.
From above, Pico noticed that the stream looked darker, faster, and far less gentle than usual.
Pico chirped a warning, but the roar of the water nearly swallowed his tiny voice.
At the market, Bella prepared honey cakes while Ruby walked nearby with the 3 little rabbits.
Bibi heard his red bell jingling as he trotted toward the stream to see what the ducklings were doing.
Pip found a giant lotus leaf and imagined it as a tiny boat.
Big enough for all 3 ducklings. Dodo pulled the leaf closer to the water, eager to see how far their pretend boat could float. Lulu warned him to stop, but Dodo laughed, thinking it was only a harmless game.
Just then, a branch drifted down from upstream and bumped the bank, pushing the leaf into the water.
The 3 ducklings lost their balance, tumbled onto the leaf, and were pulled away from the shore.
Bibi froze on the bank, his red bell jingling wildly as the ducklings drifted farther away.
Pico saw everything from above and shot toward the rescue station like a tiny arrow.
On the leaf, Dodo tried to act brave, but the village bank was already slipping farther behind them.
Lulu held Pip close, while Pip clutched his tiny lotus leaf like the last safe thing he had.
Peep, peep, the ducklings! They're sweeping down the river on a leaf!
At the rescue station, Milo heard Pico's alarm and turned toward the roaring stream at once.
Tico knew this was not a fire or a road rescue. This time, they needed the boat.
Milo pulled on his orange life jacket, yellow helmet, and waterproof gloves before heading to the dock.
Ruby, Bella, and Bibi hurried to the bank, staring downstream with worried faces. The 3 little rabbits ran up too, but Ruby held them back from the dangerous edge.
The rescue boat slid into the stream, rocking in the current but staying steady. Tico jumped aboard, checked the engine one last time, and nodded that everything was ready.
Pico flew ahead of the boat, leading them toward the drifting leaf and the frightened ducklings.
Milo started the boat, and the bow cut through the current as the whole village watched with hope.
The stream curved through tall reeds, hiding the lotus leaf and the ducklings from view again and again. Over here! We're over here! I see them!
But they're moving too fast! Rope ready! Life ring ready! Just get us closer, Milo! Hang on, Tico! These branches are everywhere!
Pip! Hold on! Don't let go!
Dodo pulled Pip back, and for the first time, the bold little duckling looked truly scared.
Pico flew low in front of them, signaling the ducklings to stay still. Their balance.
Milo moved in closer, but a narrow bend full of slippery rocks appeared ahead.
If the leaf struck the rocks, the ducklings could be thrown into the cold water. Milo slowed the boat, leaned out, and threw the life ring toward the wobbling leaf.
The ring splashed down beside Dodo, bobbing in the rushing water. Dodo reached for it, but the wet leaf was slick, and he nearly slipped again. Lulu held Dodo steady, while Pip hugged the center of the leaf with all his strength.
Tico pulled the rope gently, guiding the life ring close without yanking the ducklings into danger.
Finally, Dodo grabbed the ring, and Lulu and Pip placed their tiny wings on it too.
Milo did not pull hard. He knew one sudden tug could flip the leaf completely over. He guided the boat alongside the leaf, slowing the current's pull around the ducklings.
Ahead, Pico saw the stream dropping into a small waterfall and knew they were running out of time.
Pico spun back toward Milo, and one look at him told Milo the danger was getting closer.
Tico pointed to a small sandy bank where they could pull the ducklings out safely.
Milo turned the boat carefully, using the current instead of fighting it.
In the leaf, Lulu closed her eyes, while Pip held tight to both the ring and his tiny lotus leaf. As the boat neared the bank, Milo slowly pulled the ring and leaf into a safe curve.
Then another branch struck the leaf, spinning it near the front of the boat.
Pip tumbled off the leaf, but landed safely inside the life ring as water splashes around him.
Milo held the main rope tight while Tico threw a second small ring to Dodo and Lulu.
Hold on! Here it comes!
Dodo helped Lulu onto the ring first, finally using his bravery to protect someone else.
Thank you, Dodo.
Once all three ducklings were on the rings, Milo pulled them away from the waterfall current.
Peep, we're moving.
The current pulled hard behind them, but Milo kept the boat steady toward the sandy bank. Look!
The sand!
Pico circled above the shore, calling out as the ducklings came closer to safety. Almost there, everyone!
Tico jumped onto the bank first and secured the rope to a small wooden stake.
Milo pulled the first ring in and lifted Pip from the water into a warm towel.
Pip shivered, but he still held on to his little lotus leaf like a brave memory. Dodo and Lulu came next. Lulu cried with relief, while Dodo lowered his head.
Milo did not scold Dodo. He only placed one gentle hand on his shoulder.
They are safe. Milo has them. Pico returned with good news, and everyone finally breathed again.
But Milo still had to bring the ducklings home, and going upstream would not be easy.
Tico suggested using the tow rope along the bank to guide the boat back slowly.
Milo placed the ducklings in the boat and wrapped each one again to keep them warm.
Tico tied the tow rope to the bow, while Pico flew above to watch the current.
The boat began moving upstream, slower than before, but much safer for everyone aboard.
Dodo looked at the water quietly, realizing a small game had almost become a big danger.
Lulu leaned close to Pip, and Pip smiled when the village bank finally appeared ahead.
At the dock, the whole village waited, hoping to see 3 little beaks return safely.
Bibi ran forward first, his red bell ringing joyfully as Milo lifted Pip onto the dock.
Bella brought dry towels and honey cakes, while Ruby helped dry the ducklings' wet heads.
These are delicious.
Dodo lowered his head and apologized to Lulu and Pip for pulling the leaf too close to the water.
It's okay, Dodo.
Lulu forgave him with a hug, and Pip held up his little lotus leaf as a memory of the day.
My lucky leaf.
Milo knelt beside them and gently reminded them that beautiful water can still be dangerous.
We understand, Milo.
The ducklings nodded, understanding that they should never play too close to the stream after rain.
Safety first.
Tico hung an extra life ring on the dock, so help would always be close by. Ruby placed a small sign by the bank, warning little ones to stay back when the water runs high.
Pico rested on the sign, tired but proud that he had reached Milo in time. By sunset, Bella shared honey cakes at the dock, turning the frightening morning into a warm reunion. Dodo helped Tico clean the rescue boat, offering a small thank you for being saved. Lulu and Pip drew Milo a picture of the red and blue boat racing across the stream.
It looks just like his boat.
Milo held the drawing with damp hands, smiling because the little ones had learned something important.
As the sun went down, the dock now had life rings, a safety sign, and a lesson everyone would remember.
That night, the ducklings slept safely at home, and Pip placed his lotus leaf beside his bed.
From then on, whenever the stream rushed after rain, the village remembered that fun is safest when it comes with care.